continue babbling on and speaking, I would like to call up a student of the Tahfidh program, Brother Mustafa Ali, who is a student of the Tahfidh program, inshallah, to come up and recite from the divine speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Holy Quran. Brother Mustafa Ali.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله لا إله إلا هو وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن من أزواجكم وأولادكم عدوا لكم فاحذروهم وإن تعفوا وتصفحوا وتغفروا فإن الله غفور رحيم. إنما أموالكم وأولادكم فتنة والله عنده أجر عظيم. فاتقوا الله ما استطعتم واسمعوا وأطيعوا وأنفقوا خيرا لأنفسكم ومن يوق شح نفسه فأولئك هم المفلحون. إن تقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعفه لكم ويغفر لكم والله شكور حليم. عالم الغيب والشهادة العزيز الحكيم. صدق الله العظيم.
وجنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ونعم أجر العاملين. صدق الله العظيم.
الحمد لله المحمود بكل المحامد، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له الأحد الواحد، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله النبي الماجد، صلى الله وسلم عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وكل قائم وراكع ساجد. أما بعد. Honorable guest speaker, respected ulama, lovely parents, dear students, kind brothers, sisters and youngsters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm truly honored to welcome you all tonight to this eventful gathering organized by our institute. Dear respected brothers and sisters, the Institute of Islamic Education is an oldest seminary established in 80s with a vision to link every household in this vast country to the Quran and the legacy of our master, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him forever. From day one, this vision had been worked out successfully. In the last 3 decades, the Institute helped creating an environment. This Institute in the last 3 decades helped in creating an environment where parents are proud to send their kids to memorize the Holy Quran. And the college-bound students delightfully made their way to 6 rigorous years of Sharia study program. Institute of Islamic Education is not an institute that found within its physical structure, in Elgin. It is, dear respected brothers and sisters, a vision. And this vision is to bring the Quran in every single house and make our connection with the legacy of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Whenever and wherever a maktab starts, a madrasa starts, any religious study program begins, it is a reflection of the vision of Institute of Islamic Education. The founders and elders carefully planned the study program at the Institute. If you look at the name itself, it explains to you that the founders and the elders kept in mind, right, the youngsters of Muslim American youngsters who should be comfortable when they hear the name Institute of Islamic Education to commit themselves many years of learning. If there is any name other than this, right, like a traditional name, which is obviously is a beautiful name, like a madrasa, maktab, or darul ulum, mistakenly, these youth may think that perhaps we being tried to be taken to medieval time, right, in the past. So everything else from the name to the way how this education will be delivered to our youngsters, everything was planned out. Many things, many policies were made from the beginning. For example, if these kids are brought to memorize the Quran, how old they're supposed to be, how long it should take for them to complete the Quran cover to cover, and during this time, is there any other study program? Is there any other training and coaching should go with them, for them with the Quran? So from the beginning, we coupled the memorization of the Quran with the academic studies. And oftentimes explained to parents that Institute is not Quran memorization program. No, it is a regular school and the Quran memorization program is part of it. So as your kid is completing academic study program from grade 1 all the way to 12, in this program, Quran memorization is a promise, right? Is a promise. They don't have to go to a school before coming to IIE or after finishing the Quranic program at IIE. They don't need to go to any other school, because any other school, if they go, it will be loss of what they have earned. Under one roof, Institute is providing everything that our children need in order to become the leaders, in order to become the bearers of what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam handed to this ummah, the Quran and the legacy of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also, college-bound students, something was planned out for them from the beginning. The age was set for these people, and the academic requirement was set for these college students, that they need to at least get the high school diploma before they get into the alim program. And with the age maturity and academic maturity, when they start the 6-year study program, we see amazing results with these people. In the coming year, a lot of expansion has taken place at the institute. From being one single building 2 decades ago, it is now a large size complex, right? A huge masjid, gymnasium ground up, right? All the facilities are there in the gymnasium. Dormitory with all modern day facilities, libraries, and huge size kitchen. All of these are there with keeping in mind the American Muslim youth. So if they come to Islamic school, they don't have any sense of deprivation, any sense of compromise on part of their education. Rather, they come with so much pride to Institute of Islamic Education, and that's been achieved successfully, alhamdulillah. While they are so busy in memorizing the Quran, we and they are not neglecting their academic requirements. Being a madrasa, people may think that we are very limited on resources, right? Academic resources, but that's not the case. Inshallah, today you will soon witness these students. Time is limited, we cannot showcase a lot of things, but you will see on one hand they are skillful reciters of the Quran and custodians of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On the other hand, they are excellent in their academic studies, and that's reminding us the golden time, Andalusian time, right, where Averroes or Ibn Rushd lived, that he brought together the two different worlds of studies, the secular studies and the divine studies. He immersed in both of them, and he became the master in both fields. And that's the vision of the Institute of Islamic Education, that America is an academic community. If we take the kids for a number of years for religious studies, and during this time their academic studies neglected, then they cannot relate the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Muslim community well. So they have to be equipped with both standards, the timeless guidance from Allah and the modern education, right? So alhamdulillah, this is being carried out successfully, and we want that this continues. Dear respected brothers, we are living a challenging time. It is challenging for two reasons. Number one, we are a small minority. As a Muslim community, we're a small minority. So we cannot live with the kind of environment and the values that we brought from overseas for our children. That's number one challenge. Second challenge, time by time, we're getting farther from the blessed time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And as we're getting farther, we are seeing the reduction of the barakat of his blessed time. Is there something we can suggest to ourselves so we can overcome some of the problems of current time? Let me suggest to myself and to everybody, to parents and educators, that Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he came to pass this world, limited world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala designed that way. But he says, I'm living, but behind me, I'm living with you two things. If you hold fast to those two things, you'll never go lost. You never fear for your survival as a community of Islam. Never. Number one is the book of Allah, and number two, my legacy. if you hold fast to these two things, you will live the way that I'm living my community today. Dear respected brothers, we cannot bring back the barakat of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's time. But if we cannot bring the days of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam back. But if we want to retain the barakah of those days, we have to work with this reminder that I just gave you. In front of us, we have the book. We have to connect our children to this. And the legacy of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we have to connect also. For a man, last thing, and I will conclude inshallah, because there are a lot of good programs coming after me. So I need still attention for another 2 minutes. For a man to be fully functional, he needs 5 senses. Everybody knows 5 senses, those 5 senses I'm talking about. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Institute of Islamic Education has a, you can say, a relationship, you can see that a companionship of teachers and the students. Teachers and students, they are together like a sight and the hearing. In a man, from 5 senses, you need the hearing and then you need the sight. So the children and their teachers are like that. Then there are parents who are bringing the children, and they're doing a lot of contribution by bringing the children. So parents are like what? The touch, you know? One of the senses is touch, right? Then alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, we have the board, I call it shura. They're highly educated and with long experience in running the organizations and institutions. Those are the members of our shura. And with them, the Ansar, who are every single day at institute. I wish that I was allowed, if not many days, several hours over here on my spot, that I can explain to you the contribution of these Ansar. They are there hours and hours. The passion they have for the institute is like a father who is getting his daughter married off, right? How much time they put to get their children married off. These Ansar putting all the resources at hand, their time, their money, their knowledge, everything at the institute. So we got the children, we got the teachers, we got the Ansar and the Shura. One more thing, taste. This is the last sense from the 5 senses, right? And that I believe you are. If you all also become part of the institute tonight, right, by supporting through the resources that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enrich you with, then inshallah institute will be busy in bringing out the leaders, right, from sisters and brothers for generation to come. And that's why we gather here. Your presence here is a confirmation that you want to be the 5th sense for the Institute of Islamic Education. Your presence, your taking time out is a confirmation, is a tasdeeq that you want to be part of an institute. And so institute is like a perfect man who has all 5 senses working, alhamdulillah. So inshallah, enjoy the rest of the evening and allow the rest of the people to bring you the nice program, inshallah. Enjoy. And I believe the refreshment is still there. If you haven't taken, go ahead for it. If you already taken, go for the second round.